comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercap today and be happy. Bye. What if I told you there's a cap?
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised. When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away.
Rise and shine, Nigeria. I am Abraham Minor Joda, your favorite anchor, and I'm live from our digital studios in Jalingo, the heart of the nation's gift to the nation. As we start this brand new day, remember, the early bird catches the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. So grab a seat, get comfortable, and let's dive into the hottest headlines, trending topics, and inspiring stories. On today's show, we got an exciting lineup for you. We've got a newspaper headline review, where we will dissect the biggest stories making waves across the nation. We also have the Pidgin English segment, so get ready for some laughs and fun as we explore the lighter side of life. And we also have the Taraba News Review, where we bring you the latest news and updates from the Taraba State. And also, we have exclusive interviews. We'll be chatting with special guests who will share their insights and expertise. You can also catch us on Facebook at Some TV, YouTube at Some TV Live, and on all free-to-air satellites. Don't miss out. So let's sit back, relax, and let's make this morning unforgettable. It's time to rise, shine, and take on the day with Some TV Morning Show. And with me in the studios this morning, to keep you engaged, is no other person than the Director of News and Current Affairs on Some TV, the public affairs commentator, and a writer of note, Mr. Ira Daniel Kukwe. You're welcome. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome to today's show.
Thank you very much.
And how was the weekend like?
It was fine. Thank God for everything.
Okay, thank you. We thank God for everything. And it seems our bodies begin to acclimatize to the harsh conditions of the weather.
Yes, I don't know, from where I came from, where I slept last night, the weather seemed to adjust to cooler temperature towards the early hours of this morning.
Okay, that means that you didn't sleep you didn't sleep at all, because it's that's what carried weight where I came from this morning.
No, that's not what I meant. I slept at home. I'm just trying to say maybe my own part of the town decides to be cooler this morning, but that's it.
I was just about to send message home to find out where you spent the weekend.
I was at home.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Nigerians. So let us dive into the morning papers and see what the papers have for us this morning. So I will start with... Mr. Arab, maybe you start with what you have with you there.
Okay, let's take a look at the Vanguard newspaper. Vanguard newspaper has myriads of headlines on the cover page. One of it is River Government Assembly in War of Words over budget presentation. There's this other one, Serap sues Akpabio over Senator Akpoti Oduagan's suspension. The major story on the cover page of the Vanguard said Naira value depreciates amidst forex outflows. And some other one said abductors of Ondo businessman, wife, daughter demand 30 million naira ransom. We won't follow El-Rufai to SDP. That's a statement attributed to Sule Lamido. Sule Lamido is the former governor of Jigawa State. And there's this sport news that talk about FIFA 2026. Roche lists 13 pros for Super Eagles showdown. That is the stories on the cover page of the Vanguard newspaper. And I'm going to take a look at the one that talks about Serap sues Akpabio over Senator Akpoti's suspension. In that story, Serap argues that the suspension is unlawful and violates Akpoti Oduagan's rights to freedom of expression. The lawsuit filed at the Federal High Court, Abuja, seeks an order to reverse the suspension, fully restore her legislative rights. Serap is also seeking an injunction to prevent the Senate from taking similar disciplinary actions against lawmakers exercising fundamental rights. And the organization contends that her suspension not only restricts her individual's right, but also undermines the ability of her constituents to participate in governance. The case raised key constitutional questions about legislative powers versus individuals' rights. What do you think, Mr. Abraham? She was suspended because they mentioned how she went against the rules of the Senate. And as it stands now, they're talking about freedom of speech and other things like that. Is there any controversy?
Well, I think if we were very clear, she was suspended because she broke the Senate rules, which that is by the side. But there's also the case of which she said she wasn't given fair hearing, and also she also had the issues with harassment. But that I think that has nothing technically to do with the case of why she was suspended. She was suspended for breaking the Senate rules, and other issues are also there. But suspension is purely for breaking the Senate rule by not going to the seat allocated to her. Other allegations are not standing on when the Senate president comes in, which but she claimed she wasn't given fair hearing, and also the fact that there was a court injunction stopping the committee from taking disciplinary action against her. That is the part I would like to speak with, because that is what has anything to do with a suspension. The harassment case and the rest of it has nothing to do with a suspension as far as I'm concerned. I also have issues with the fact that she's been suspended, her rights might have been trampled on, or the rights of those that elected her. So it's good you're going to court to see what the court has to say about this. Others have gone to court and have gotten judgment, and I think she has also gone to court to ask for her rights and for the court to interpret if it was right for her to be suspended or not. So, and like we know, Serap is always going to court for one thing or the other, which is also good, because we all need to have watchdogs in the society that ask questions. But to me, I think this case is a court, let the court decide, and we'll know. But I know she wasn't, on the face of it, she wasn't suspended.
Now, the Serap is filing this case as if From the perspective of a person,
maybe we should hear maybe read this story and let's see what Sarah has to say, because I don't know the direction they're coming from.
No, I just want us to look at it from the perspective where they're talking about how her fundamental human rights has been, her freedom of speech has been trampled upon. Now, if they're talking about freedom of speech has been trampled upon based on the fact that she was not allowed to speak elaborately as she wanted to in the floor of the Senate and she was shut down, does it insinuate that freedom of speech denotes that you can just speak without decorum in organizations like that, in functions like that? That is just the angle I want us to look at.
Like I always tell people, you have your rights and you also have your duties. If you don't do your duties, you may lose your rights.
Your rights.
You must learn how to balance the two, your rights and your duties. If your duties are to ensure that there's a channel you follow to express your right, you have to go through those channels. If you don't go through those channels, your rights will not be there. You lose those rights. So that is just what it is.
Yeah. Well, I think you go to the next newspaper.
Okay, let me go to the paper here. Let me go to the Guardian, and here on the front, the cover page of the Guardian, we have Wike others affirm support for Tinubu second term amid growing opposition. That is on the cover page of the Guardian. The news is on page 6, and we also have another one that says Wike studies politics threat to your re-election, be it Niger Delta youth tell Tinubu. So while Wike and others are affirming support for the second B amid growing opposition, some other group are saying Wike's toxic politics is a threat to the president's re-election. Also still on Rivers State, we have the headline here on the front page of the Guardian that says Assembly queries for Barra's sincerity on budget presentation. You can read that on page 4 of the Guardian. And also another interesting story here says NAFDAC sees over 100 trucks of unsafe drugs and narcotics. This is on page 7 of the Guardian. Another story there on the front page of the Guardian say army attack Echo Disco over power outage. This is quite I think we need to put an end to this issue of security agencies attacking public
facilities like that.
Public officials over issues that normally should be civil in nature. And we also have NPA's 15% hike pushes betting charges to $200,000. $200,000, that is all that is. The news is on page 3 of the Guardian. Now the major headline on the Guardian say worries over sharp practices, abuse of free trade zones and regulation. I think that is the story that interests me there on the Guardian. Say worries over
sharp practices.
Sharp practices. And here the Guardian are saying government may be losing 25 billion in duty leakage in one input. And Nigeria Customs Service said we have strengthened our operations to improve efficiency in zones. Why, if you can't stop smuggling from zones, you fail in your responsibility. NEPSA tells NCS.
Nigerian Customs Service.
Yes, Nigerian Customs Service. And you could see here they say that sharp practices, weak regulations, and official graft may be undermining the economic benefits of free trade zones across the country. The special business area, which was designated as export processing zones, are gradually becoming tax evasion havens with enormous consequences for tax revenues, according to the Guardian. And they say Nigeria may be losing billions of naira yearly. The duty waivers enjoyed by the operators are stipulated by the extant loss. The losses in duty waivers are ordinarily not a problem, as the country is expected to recover the losses through job creation and export gains. So in principle, the processed commodities are to be exported either to other countries or Nigeria, through which duties we apply as EPZ is considered as a country within a country. So look at the concept of free trade zone is to create an area within a country whereby you give data to be duty tax-free and some duty-free for some companies to come and establish productions there. So what it does is that the productions, the production company or industry, they come up there, we create employment to the
Nigerians?
to the Nigerians or the environment, the community. But what it does is that you exempt them from some tax. You exempt them from some tax. So, but again, when these goods are imported sold into Nigeria, they pay
the tax.
They pay the tax, and when they are exported to other countries, they also pay tax. So they say, just like say, it's like they are considered like a country within a country. It's a very, very good project, and we've seen it worked out in Lagos. We have the Lekki Free Trade Zone, where Dangote Refinery is situated. But it seems just like most things that we do, corruption, sharp practices. Now, people are beginning to use that place as a safe tax haven. Probably the activities is not created there, but they just go and go there and do some sharp practices, ensure that yes, they exempt themselves from tax by claiming that that they are operating from the free trade zone. But just like we say, multiple sources familiar with the operations of the zone told the Guardian that the operators circumvent relevant laws to smuggle the finished goods into the Nigerian market, where they compete unfairly with homogeneous goods manufactured by local companies that pay full duties on imports and raw exports. So naturally, goods that come from there they come in as exported goods. They are to pay export duties or whatever is due for anyone exporting goods from outside the country. But like we know, corruption has allowed them to smuggle these goods in. Now they have double advantage. The advantage of they are producing from a free trade zone, yes, and they are also not paying any duties by bringing it in. So it's unfair competition. And I think I really like what the Guardian has done over this story, and it's something that we need to look. And let us look at the figures that were thrown around by Guardian yesterday. Industry data put the local yearly consumption of ethanol at 1.2 billion liters, with local capacity estimated at 30%. Of 840 million liters imported yearly, about 20% is said to be brought into the country by FTZ operators. Now, ethanol attracts a duty of 10%, which is waived for free trade zone operators. So 10% duty is waived for them at $0.8 per liter of ethanol. And the government forfeits $16.8 million or 25.2 billion yearly to sustain ethanol utilization at free trade zone. Now they say in 2023, Nigeria imported 475,000 metric tons of palm oil. The volume was significantly higher than the 442,000 metric tons imported in 2022. So they could not independently assess the proportion of the import volume brought into the country through free trade zone. However, sources said it is substantial as the operators leverage weavers to import rather than source the commodity from the local market. So these are worrying signs, and I think the federal government should look at this and see how they can regulate the activities of these free trade zones. And
I think if I understand it well, it talks about how agencies like customs will need to sit up for Nigerians to be able to benefit from the establishment of these free trade zones and things like that. Okay, let's go on to the Daily Champion newspaper. Daily Champion newspaper has, we are dying of hunger due to bad economy. Retirees cry out to the federal government. Appeal for upward review of pensions amendments of PENCOM Acts. Another story on the cover page of the Daily Champion has it that NDLEA intercepts U.S. Saudi Arabia born cocaine orders and arrest 2. Still on the cover page of the Daily Champion, UBA ICANN partner to drive innovation, excellence in finance and accounting. The major story on the cover page of Daily Champion has it that power sector expert advocate review of privatization program as institutes urge federal government to use indigenous professionals to solve challenges. Still on the cover page of Daily Champion, you will see stories like insecurity, climate challenges cause decline of agricultural contributions to GDP, and stories like Peter Obi donates 10 million naira to Tashen University Nursing School. Okay, I will take the story that talks about NDLEA intercepts U.S. Saudi Arabia born cocaine. The National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency has intensified its offensive against drug trafficking network across Nigeria, resulting in major arrests and seizures of multiple drugs like that, just like we saw it on the cover page of the National Daily Champion. And there's this interesting story that talks about in Taraba State, NDLA operative arrested 35-year-old Polycarp Adeku on March 14 at Bente Road in Kurumi local government. He was caught with 15.77 kilograms of skunk, a significant quantity of illicit drugs. This arrest is part of a nationwide crackdown and underscores the persistent challenge of drug smuggling in rural communities and the borders. You know, the issue of this, they're having an onslaught these days, making so many arrests at the airports, and I think their attention is being drawn towards the illicit activities at the borders now. Yeah. Some of these local communities, look at this one, Kurumi local government is one of the boundary local governments in Taraba State that borders Nigeria and Cameroon. There is a lot of these illicit activities going on in places like that. Definitely. And there is a need for the Drugs Law Enforcement Agency to begin to beam their lights in communities at the borders, because you will discover that these activities is going on uninterrupted in those villages where they're having a field day, and most security operatives, especially the Drugs Law Enforcement Agencies, may not be readily available in those places to tackle these situations. And there is something I will want you to see if maybe you can comment on it. There are instances where some of these activities of these agencies are sporadic. Sporadic in the sense that from time to time they will just come and do the arrest and see to it that things are going well. Then they'll go again. You won't see them again until after a long period of time. And this window they normally create gives these people the chance to be able to re-strategize and reinforce themselves in such a way that, what do you think?
I think, again, sometimes it has to do with the manpower they have. Because if we look at the manpower of the NDLA, I don't think they have enough manpower to man all the local governments in Nigeria, and the villages and communities. So at the end of the day, what they will have to do is to work based on intelligence, based on information received, and also their own investigations that they do. But I think I will have to say that it will be practically impossible with the personnel they have now to have people at every local government or every community or every village across Nigeria. So that shows that there's a need for employment in that aspect. There's a need to build capacity in the area of personnel for these agencies, the Nigeria Custom, the NDLA and others. In this case, we're talking about the NDLA. Then again, one thing I've noticed is that sometimes the priorities are not right. You see them, they concentrate officers in one part that we call lucrative areas.
The airports.
The airports.
The borders in Lagos and other places
and the
like
rest
that.
of it, while crime is going on in other places. I think there's a need for them to re-strategize the way they set up stop and search, and you see people concentrate from morning to night just on one spot. Now, even those the travelers, they already know these spots, and they know how to avoid them because it is just there. You know, when you are coming from Jalingo to Wukari, there's a spot you get to, you meet NDLA, yes, and they are always there. Yes. So these are just some of the things they need to look into. Then again, it's still boiled down to we as a community, we must come together to ensure that we carry them along. And then this also brings us to the fact again that the police needs to be strengthened. You know, all these works that police can do to complement the work of the NDLA and the rest. And you have at least a police unit in every local government in Nigeria. You have at least a division in every local government in Nigeria. So if the police is strengthened, I think the police can do some of these jobs. Like the issue of drugs, the police has a right to address people with taking illicit drugs and the rest of it. So while we are also increasing capacity of the NDLA, I think we also need to increase the capacity of the Nigerian police in such a way, because they have the widest spread, as far as I'm concerned, even much more than the army. The police is everywhere. It is not every local government you find the army, but you find the police in every area of Nigeria. So there's a need for improvement in that area, and I think if we do it and we sustain the war, just like since Brigadier General Buba Mara retired, since he became at the head of the NDLA, we've seen that yes, at least with the war against drugs can be fought and can be won by Nigeria.
Look at this information here. It caught my attention. Additionally, the use of concealment techniques such as hiding drugs in prayer beads, locally made shoes, shows how smuggling networks continuously adapt. And they explore these rural communities where there is low security presence, and at times they take advantage of crisis, insurgency, and there is a way that even security operatives themselves are involved in these things in the sense that they believe that there's a way it boosts their morale. There's this language they say among the security operatives where at times they'll need to take some alcohol for their morale to be boosted.
Alcohol is not a banned substance.
Yes, I'm saying to some extent. They go up to the extent of getting involved. There are instances where security operatives again are getting their hands soiled in these issues of drugs.
Definitely, there are a lot of issues that have to do with that, and there are a lot of complaints about even collaboration between the drug dealers and their. But what we just do is we call upon the authorities, the police, the NDLA, and everyone, and even community leaders to ensure that we report crime, especially that has to do with drug. Let us rid our society of drug. Now that takes me to the Punch newspaper. The Punch newspaper, some of the stories here are still on Rivers. It's a budget letter. Rivers Assembly differ. Fubara urges House to reconvene. That's on page 44 of the Punch. Another story on the front page of the newspaper said 59 killed, 155 hospitalized in Macedonia nightclub fire. This is quite a terrible story, which 59 people killed and 155 hospitalized in the nightclub fire. And then on page 4 and 5, this is a story that I've been making the rounds since last week. The issue that has to do with Ashake and his father. Said Ashake ready to buy me out, says father, baby mama alleged neglect. And I think this is one of the stories that we may take later in the day in our trending stories, the story of Ashake, his father and his baby mama, mama living with the father. It's quite an interesting story that is trending on social media. You know, the netizens, they don't, when they see such a story, they devour it like cooked food. And then another on page 2 of the Punch, we have Governor lobby Tinubu to block local government direct payment on page 2. That is quite interesting, that governors are lobbying the president to block local government direct payment. But I think that's a Supreme Court order, and it has to be followed to the letter. Now, the major story on the Punch is that our subsidy removal tension worsening Niger fuel scarcity. Our fuel marketer decry closure of stations at border town. Citizens demand more Nigerian goods. That story, that is the major story on
Daily Trust.
On the Punch.
Okay.
That is the major story on the Punch. Now let me take that. Let me take that story. It's quite an interesting one. And over the weekend. Now let's also look at the background of the story. See, the smuggling of petroleum products have surged along the Nigerian borders with the Republic of Niger as the neighboring country grapples with one of the worst energy crises in a decade. And this comes as Nigeria having exited the economic community of West African states to join the alliance of Sahel states faces fuel shortages. And they say this has to do with a crisis that the Soras refinery and Zindia that could no longer satisfy domestic demands. And from information that we have, is that they have issues with the Chinese operators of these refineries. And if the commercial director of the state-owned Nigerian company for oil products, Sonidep, Mazu Abubakar, said that Soras refinery in Zindia could no longer satisfy domestic demand. According to him, the reason is principally down to the drying up of the flourishing black market supply from Nigeria. Now, there was a black market, flourishing black market that usually supply goods from Nigeria to Nigeria. From Nigeria to Nigeria, but it has dried up due to subsidy. So domestic consumption was said to have boosted by a cut in fuel prices introduced by the military regime that seized power in Nigeria in 2023. There was a cut in the fuel prices, so consumption increased. But elsewhere, we also have the Niger's junta. So there are 3 Chinese officials working in the oil sector to leave the country, and 2 sources familiar with the decision told Reuters on Friday, and the latest move by the regional military government to assert greater control over resources. So the request for the departure of the Niger-based directors of the China National Petroleum Company, CNPC, the West African Oil Pipeline Country, WAPCO, another joint venture refinery, so that was communicated Wednesday, the source said. So there's this crisis between the Chinese operators who has the technical knowledge and also the financing to run the refineries.
I think they're the sole operators of the refinery
in Niger. So, and also you have the issue of increased cost of fuel in Nigeria before they used to substitute shortages with cheap fuel coming in from Nigeria. And I think it's beginning to have a toll on their economy. And even rumors has it that Nigeria had to open a channel to supply them 380 trucks. I'm not sure if that information is true.
Yes, I think it is in that report. At least it is carried. What's it called? The Daily Trust has explicitly stated how, in response, Nigeria has approved the supply of 300 trucks of premium motor spirits to Nigeria. I don't know. However, this decision has sparked mixed reaction as some Nigerians criticize the move due to alleged mistreatment of Nigerian traders by Nigerian security forces.
The truth of the matter is that, like we all know, Nigeria is a big brother. Whether they mistreat us or not, we have to do our duty. That is why Nigeria, till today, is still respected among the Community of Nations, because we have an history of being always there for our neighbors in time of crisis. So while the fact that when they mistreat our traders is not a reason why we should not
allow them suffer.
Besides, while you do this, you can also advocate for this.
For better treatment.
For better treatment. And I think that is the way any responsible country should carry out its activities. And also, now this shows the military junta that the fact that we're telling them, let us remain as brothers in ECOWAS, I think they are beginning to see
that decision is not helpful at all.
I told a lot of people when they started, I said, Niger and Co, yes, they've taken their decisions, they are independent nations, but you don't just do away with people that are your brothers, especially Nigeria and Nigeria. They have a lot of ties, a lot of things. Cultural ties, geographical ties, and the rest of it, economic ties, and you don't just cut it away like that. Especially, I keep saying it, it's a military junta. We have seen over the years, these military guys are ruled by sentiments and emotions. Some decisions which you applaud today, they will take those decisions without any deep thought towards it, and they will think very popular decisions.
The problem with those systems, no matter how sincere their intentions are, there's a tendency for them to make mistakes as human beings. And there is nobody to check them. There is no National Assembly. There is no, as a military junta, you take decision and it's binding on any other person. Everybody is so scared to counter you because it's afraid that you'll be arrested. So that is one of the ills of such kind of government. And look at the way they were responding to Nigeria during this fight against Lakura and other things. Their response was not...
And look at the rumor they carried, baseless allegations of Nigeria retraining fresh. They say they found out the location they called doesn't exist. It was just pure fabrications on the part of this. A democratically elected president at least will have gotten clearance from the NSC and the rest before making such a statement. If Nigeria, and to make why I got, and a lot of Nigerians believed it, even when people were saying this community they're talking about does not exist, and they believed it simply because it was said by a junta, and we've come to see that. And I'm telling you, eventually they will still going to come back to Nigeria. It's like you having a younger one who just ran into some money and he feels he has outgrown you being his. He will still come back because, like the prodigal son, Nigeria will still come back to Nigeria.
When was the last time you bought fuel in Nigeria? When was the last time you bought fuel? Last week?
I bought yesterday.
Yes. How much per litre?
I bought at 1,000 per litre, and I think I saw some places where they sold for 9.75 per litre. The price is gradually coming down.
Okay, look at it. Look at this story still the story I'm discussing. On the Daily Trust, it said the crisis has also fueled surge in smuggling with border communities in both countries engaging in illicit fuel trade. That's border countries, Nigeria and Nigeria. Now look at the interesting part. As a result, fuel prices in Niger have soared, with a litre now costing between 1,200 and 1,400 CFA, roughly 2,500 naira to 2,900 naira per litre.
This trade has always been there, even while there was subsidy. If there was subsidy, it would have been worse.
That's serious.
It would have been worse. So
they are going through hell in Nigeria as it stands.
So may God help them.
All right. Let's look at the story on the cover page of this day. Sule Lamido. Lamido to El-Rufai, personal grievances should not be basis for Tinubu's removal. Fubarat frustrating budget presentation, 27 lawmakers claims as river crisis festers. Let me take a look. Okay, let me read this. Afri-Exim Bank, Africa establishing $1.2 trillion debt profile, significant reduction expected by 2027. Obasanjo laments decline in values, said kidnappers, others now traditional rulers. Okay, let's go to the story that is on issue of El-Rufai. Lamido to El-Rufai, personal grievances should not be the basis for Tinubu's removal. Okay, it just flipped out. Let me go back to it again. Okay, Sule Lamido criticized the call by immediate past governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai, for the unseating of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027, saying it is based on personal grievances. Lamido said national interest should be the overriding consideration in such political discussions. El-Rufai, who recently defected from APC to SDP, had an interview on Saturday with BBC Hausa Service and called on the opposition politicians to join SDP to defeat Tinubu in 2027. Do you agree with Sule Lamido? I think I agree with Sule Lamido. The move to unseat Tinubu should be based on national interest, not on petty sentiments like that and disagreement, personal grievances and other things like that. Because so far, though there are instances where Nasir El-Rufai will always say that the issues at stake is not personal vendetta, but there are so many issues that points to the fact that it is all about personal vendetta. Recently, I saw him making statements on some videos online talking about how his associate, who was a former commissioner in Kaduna State, was arrested, and he said categorically that the reason why his associate was arrested was because he left APC for SDP. And authorities are saying a different thing, and he's saying a different thing. So some of these statements are indicative of giving credence to what Sule Lamido said. What do you think, Mr. Abraham?
Well, I think the issue that has to do with El-Rufai is one of the leaders of the opposition now, as far as we are concerned, and is a major force to be reckoned with. But I think what Sule Lamido was saying is that he can just move to the SDP and be calling them who are seniors into the party. He said those are the kind of behaviors that they are against, that he shouldn't expect, that they are more like his grandfather, because he was part of the PDP, from the CPC to APC, now to SDP. He should have contacted them before moving to SDP, not to move to SDP and begin to call them to come. Now he also went further to say that they will move, well, if they eventually move to SDP, he will say he brought them there. So as they said, it's not a courtesy. He was not courteous enough in the invitation. Now I think that is beginning to show crack in the new alliances
that has been formed.
That is being formed, and I think these are issues that they really need to look at. Because if you look at someone like Malam Sule Lamido, he has been consistent with his membership of the PDP. nothing. He's gone through a lot. He has gone through. EFCC has arrested him and his children for this. He didn't leave the PDP. He maintained his stance in the PDP. He has seen the ups and downs. He has contested for presidency. He has lost primaries, but he remained in the PDP, and he has always been a vocal supporter of anybody that emerges as a PDP chairman. So what he's saying is that you cannot just come one day and begin to call us to come join you while you left us. That he should have come back home.
But do you think Nasir El-Rufai is too emotional? Because he said, if you allow emotions to dictate your decision, you will never lead objectively. I agree with Sule Lamido, because there's this emotional display by Nasir El-Rufai, which has beginning to give some of us concern, because he is becoming too fanatical in his statements. He has the reputation of making reckless statements in the past, and he is repeating it again. And that indicates that he might not be a good leader after all.
Well, I think the likes of Sule Lamido, they know him much better than I do. So the fact speaks for itself.
And there is this thing that Reno Omokari posted, I think it was last week. He said, in the political history of Nigeria, hardly will you find a politician that has defected from another political party winning election. I don't know what he meant by that. So maybe he's trying. He was talking about Nasir El-Rufai. Then he made this statement. So Nasir El-Rufai should not deceive himself of gaining any position as the vice president of the president of the Republic of Nigeria, because in the political history of Nigeria, there is no president. Nobody has ever emerged as president who has defected from another party to another party.
That's right. Yeah, but I think he's right in that. But I think Malam Nasir El-Rufai is doing something to the opposition that wasn't there before. At least the opposition are now is getting the APC worried on the presidency, because take it or leave it, Nasir El-Rufai is a force to reckon with. At least for now, he's someone that you will speak and you have to at least listen to it. And that's it for that. There's this interesting story I saw on the national economy.
Okay.
And I think on the national economy, where is it? Okay, now, the national economy, the major headline, they say 3 trillion sports betting takes toll on Nigerian youths. It's a rising in gambling, major cause of depression, suicidal tendencies, mental health experts, and canvass stricter regulations. Let me just read through what they say. They say at more than 3 trillion and rising, Nigerian sports betting industry has witnessed an unprecedented boom in recent years, fueled by economic hardship, widespread youth employment, and the accessibility of mobile technology. With betting shops on nearly every street and mobile platform allowing easy wagers, many young Nigerians have turned to gambling as a means of survival or escape. However, while the industry generates significant revenue, concerns are growing over its long-term social and economic impact on the nation's youth. And a major driver of the betting boom is the country's economic situation. Now, there is no street you go to that you don't find
these betting shops.
Betting shops. Now, let us look at it on the positive side. It creates employment. It creates revenue, generates revenue. It is a legal business, registered. Government take revenue from it, and also provide employment to those that work there, those that set it up, and the rest of it. And again, it creates a means of, let me say, a means of livelihood in quote for those that indulge in it. But the downside of it is that, like we all know, betting, it is quite a dangerous habit to go into. I've seen cases where young Nigerians, both young and old, not only young Nigerians, both young and old, will bet of their life savings or monies they are not supposed to touch. I've seen people bet off their phones, their houses, their school fees, and the rest of it in a few minutes, and it's gone. And they become completely hopeless. And I think we've had a case or two of people taking their lives. And if you look at this betting, there are more failure stories than success stories. Because if there are more success stories than failures, the betting companies will have closed shop. So for them to keep springing up every day, that shows that, yes, they still hold the aces. And they still hold the aces. And now, with football betting, and Nigerians have this love for football. And that love for football has now been fueled more with betting. you'll see people, you hear words like over 2.5, over 1.5, win or draw, home win, away win, first to score. But there are a lot of stage, there are a lot of, now you not even see Nigerians speaking some kind of, someone that can barely read or write. It will make some statements, I staked home win or draw, first to score, go, both teams to score. You know,
it's a common language now among youth because
and
of...
then there's also this virtual reality one, whereby the game is virtual. Within 5 minutes, you are dead or alive, as the case may be. And there are dog races, horse races. There are a lot of them. There are some that they said there's some also virtual games that there's someone that I just saw in this, they say it flew away, that you play the game and it goes boom, and if you don't click on, you don't take your money before it booms, your money goes. You know, there are a lot of betting, there are a lot of bets out there that you may not know about, but it's there. And to make, you see the shops, the number of people that play, that wage on their phones, and more than the number of people that go to the shops to play. So someone might just be with you and is taking a bet. It's taking a toll on our youth. And I think there's a need for stricter measures on this bet. What do you think about this?
Yeah, because it is not an illegality, there is a need for us to talk about it with caution, because I think the major problem with this venture is about its social ills. Yeah. There is a way the youth allow themselves to be addicted to some of these things so that they lose their senses and control over what is sensible to do and what is not. You know, the fact that, how do I describe it? The fact that this investment is almost stressless is giving me concern. You understand? Though it has to do with some mental thing, you have to be calculative, you have to understand
football. It's
stressless
before the game ends.
Yeah.
Before the game ends.
Yeah, because there's a way you will just bet with 300 naira and get 350,000 naira, and the money will just come like that without you. You don't know that at the end of the day, it's kind of encouraging laziness. That's what I think.
It does.
It encourages laziness, and I think, I don't know how government is going about this and to ensure that it does not destroy the dignity of labor mantra in Nigeria as it stands. Youths are beginning to, you see some youths actually making good money and living some kind of life that they will tell you it is because of bet. And some of them have actually won millions, and yes, that will deceive any other person in that environment to continue. Look at this person, he has a car, he has built a house because he won 40 million naira. And that story maybe is for the past 10 to 15 years ago, or maybe 7 years ago. And since then, nobody has won 300. Though you will find people that wins 20, 30, 40,000 naira, and that has. There is this bet shop I know in Mile 6 that hardly will you. Any day I walk past there, I go there normally Saturdays, Sundays to sit around with someone.
Bet?
No, not to. Besides the shop,
okay,
there's a place we sit with my friend, and we normally just go. You will see the number of youths coming to that place. You will begin to wonder what is actually going on. You will sit at anytime NEPA says light, he will on his gen, and the gen will be there until when NEPA restores light. That's a lucrative business for the shop owner.
Very lucrative.
Because people 100 naira, 200. He told me of somebody who told him that there is no day that he has not bet with 100 to 300 naira for the past 3 years.
That's a low budget sticker.
Yeah, just yes, people. One of somebody who is a civil servant. Yes, he has a success story. He said his own. He has bet 15,000. He has gained 90, 100,000. His own testimony was good, but the testimony of that youth who believed that one day he will make it. For the past 3 years, no day passes without him betting between 100 naira to 300 naira.
Well,
the money, if cumulative amount now, is enough for him to have started something.
Thank you very much, our viewers. I think we've come to the end of this segment of and we have to speak to our youth. Just like I say on the PG section, money no they fall from heaven. You have to work hard. It seems easy, it's a stressless business before the game ends. So please, just like I say, it's not an illegal business, but it's a business that can cause depression and also has suicidal tendencies. And mental health experts have said there's a need for caution, and we are also asking that there should be stricter regulations to this betting. So that brings us to the end. But let me tell you one thing. that you can wager on and never lose is the fact that Sun TV will be here for you 24/7, 7 days of the week. You can wager on that and you will never lose that bet. We'll go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be having the pigeon section of the morning show. Don't go anywhere.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
What if I told you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo? Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Supercab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercab today and be happy. Bye.
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system.
Are you a businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayment plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do you do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be advised.
What if I told you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo? Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Supercab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercap today and be happy. Bye.
My country people, una good morning, and I dey welcome una to the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. As this na section where we dey knack una tori on things where they happen for inside the country, even itself obodo yubo, our community and our society. My name na Esther Oka Stephen, and with me this morning na my beautiful guests them. On my right hand side na Auntie Mercy Jero. Auntie, good morning and welcome to the pidgin section this morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Okay, and on my left hand side na Auntie Faith Apollos, aka Capacity. Auntie Faith, good morning.
Good morning, Madam Esther. Good morning, Naija.
Okay, my country people, happy new week to all of una. I believe say una enjoy our packages where we carry give una during the weekend. Okay, on to the pidgin section this morning on our newsline review. May we enter and proper. Our tori carry us enter for inside the Gombe state, my country people. When it be say one girl use her hand take by herself, my country people. The reason why she by herself, we don't know. This girl for inside the Gombe, my country people, for inside the one community, where them they call them say Kultungo community for inside that Gombe. This girl just waka enter inside the bush, carry rope tie for tree, take hang herself before community people go come outside to come rescue this girl. That's so this girl take die, my country people know. The reason why I carry Auntie Mercy come sit down for her because I want to make she help me chook mouth for inside this matter. Because I want that life when it be say, not be you create and by yourself, you just wake up one morning, just decide to say today, I don't want to live to see today, I won't buy, I won't die. What do you think say if it be the cause of this thing? Na hardship? Abi na sake of say she kill person? Abi na waiting you think say, because even people say where they kill people for Nigeria, case still they on, they go on for inside the court. What do you think say make this girl go do this kind of thing? Na depression? Abi na waiting?
You know, this thing could be psychological issue. It's, maybe the girl, she know to get strong heart. You know, say one thing feel it, another thing. Person mouth very strong now, Google is sort her now. So she don't come get that strong mind to fight them. And you know, people they suffer for this country where we plenty thing, hardship, problem day. So they make person overthink. Small insult now, you can't think about your generation and your future, and even your past join. So maybe now one, you know, the mental issue. Maybe nobody says maybe she mad though, but maybe you know, that whole stress of Nigeria and everything. I hope it is well.
My country people, Auntie Mercy don't talk say if it be mental issue or if it be say person don't talk to her anyhow for inside the community. Okay, make I hear from Auntie Faith Apollos. Auntie Faith, what do you think say if it be the cause of this thing?
Like Mercy say, person go tell you something, you go carry on to heart. So me wait I go try talk say the waiting don't happen, she don't care herself. So now for us now we dey alive, if we may be our brother's keeper. If you see person consider they depressed, some people don't like to share their issue like that. Say you get issue, you want share, but if we see person sit down like that, they take one kind, more try to advise the person. Say this life now only one no, so no be anything you may no carry anything to heart.
So no one try to they know how to talk to people self, because we don't know some people get this hard way they go hold something for mind. So let's try to minimize how we talk to people. So we no go make them do something, because this thing happen now something leads to another thing. Because again no fit just go hang yourself for no reason now. Something must lead to another thing. So it's an advice for us we dey alive. We dey careful to how to talk to people. We dey careful how to relate around people, because we don't know how some people they carry things for mind. So now I get to talk for this kind of matter.
My country people, and the matter can be said dead body. Now they even no talk. Maybe they go tap and say, okay, get up, tell us the thing when he make you kill yourself. So as the matter take be, even the community people, all of them, then they confused. They never see no waiting by this girl. Whether na depression, whether na sake of say person cause am, whether na hardship, we no just know how the matter take be. But just as anti-faith day, make we dey watch our surroundings very well. Our loved ones, even people where they live around us, our neighbor, our place of work, may they love each other, may they watch them. Some people they go just carry one kind tension, one kind matter, one kind depression, take on sit down for office. When you see that person face, you say he no fine, he no good at all. The person might not even smile, strong face. Ask am, brother, waiting happen, sister, waiting happen. Why you not dey okay today? Today, at least some kind of question where you go ask, say go make that person voice out matter where they worry am. And also, lastly, my country people who are begging on how matter they be, even those say you dey depressed. It good may you get 1 or 2 person where you go feel confide in, 1 or 2 person where you go at least like for inside this world where you dey. At least your mama day, your papa day. You not be everybody you go carry say na enemy. Suppose get friend where you go share 1 or 2 things with. But for this case now, no friend fit come outside say she been talk like this, she been talk like this. I beg, make we get 1 or 2 persons. Even self, if you don't get anybody, we get offices where we say you fit go tender problems too. Okay, oh my country people, for those of you who just they watch us, this is not the pidgin section of our newspaper headline review. And we just talk on matter where happen for inside Gombe State. Our young youth use our hand take by ourselves. And as they talk, so the community people, they still they figure out the reason why she go do that kind of a thing now. Okay, as they tell us, say, we they carry obodo yibo matter taking knuckles for inside this our pidgin section. Now matter when it happen for outside the Nigeria now, one nakuna, so my country people as one 17-year-old boy went there for junior secondary school using hand take by in mama. My country people, this boy in name na Emmanuel Giang, and in more than a 52-year-old, my country people, them say this boy reach out, sake of say he find a memory card in no see him. Now he go meet him mama, now he tell him mama talk, say my memory card when I keep it for here and no see him. Say the mama tell him, say she too, she not see the memory card. The boy say no. So when the mama they do clean up, say the memory card is there for that place. Country people, this boy papa dead here with one of his papa friend. They say this boy carry her to piece to begin they eat him mama. 17-year-old skinny boy, you my country people. They say this boy begin they eat him mama for head. Say make the mama bring out the pistol. Now from there, then this boy mama take off for ground to die, my country people. In your papa with that in friend. So then carry this boy, go for the station, my country people. Auntie Mercy, as this matter take they go, so no be small matter. I wonder wetin dey so important for inside that memory card where this boy so tell comot out pistol. If 17-year-old boy go bring out pistol, you go know say that memory card when they quarrel him mama on top, no be small things gather for inside that memory card. I beg, I want make you help me put mouth for this matter, and also secondly, I want make you help me talk to this our generation parents on how the matter go take be picking whether for junior secondary school you live on with Android phone, so till he get a memory card, and I can't wonder where the pistol even come out from. I beg make you help me chook mouth for this matter.
You know, say these days they say you born picking, but you don't know what's the heart of the picking. Children of these days they just they misbehave, and parents also we need to be very careful. You know, say some parents no be everybody sabi parenting. But the moment you born pikin, know how you will take control that child. That child get anger issue. Because no way, even if the mama tell and say your memory card don't take with them, waiting they important inside that memory card where you know feel at least calm down, search for them. but him get anger issue, no self-control, nothing. And as parents, if we are military people or we get access or they give us permission to hold gun, make we dey keep am, especially when you know the temperament na the level of anger issue wey your pikin get. If your pikin even dey vex, dey throw away something, you know signs go dey. If you got pikin wey dey throw away something, wey dey fight for school, small thing don beat person pikin, don break person head, more try dey keep all those dangerous weapons aside, keep am safe, make your hand no reach. And as also as parent, me growing up, now when I enter university, they buy me phone.
Okay.
Now when I enter university, they buy me phone. So these days I go see 5-year-old pikin don
Can you imagine?
And the internet na place where no small children no supposed enter. That door supposed lock. Now when pikin don grow now, you give a key to enter that place. So as parents now, please. Yes, it's good that they need to, know
socialize.
But we dey very cautious as parents and very, very careful, because the content wey dey inside that social media, it is something that children cannot comprehend, because they are still growing up. They not explore, they never go other places to meet other people. So we dey very, very careful as parents. Me, if even dey possible, say make parents agree, say now when pikin enter university, we will give am phone. We go even make the pikin may read past jam.
Okay, Auntie Faith, I beg make yourself chook mouth for inside this matter before I go conclude them.
Okay, as Mercy talk, yes, it get certain age. As parents, not be anybody, not everybody's about parenting.
Now so.
As parents, the story we say the woman at 52 years, she gets 17-year-old boy. So it go tell you say she's been praying for pikin. So as she can't get the pikin now. So let's try to how should I even put the English for us to understand that it's not we should, as parents, we should agree together, like Mercy will say, we will agree together, like set boundaries for your pikin. Say now this kind of time where if my pikin reach, I will give them access to some things. Not be everything pikin say I want, you go give her.
Okay,
because from the whole of this story where you see I'm like that. It be like say the boy, anything where you want, they go give him. Anything where you want, they go give him. That's why in their mind, they beat him mama. As me, my problem be say the father they there. As that guy carry pistol, they beat him mama. Waiting the father they talk.
Okay.
Because I don't know this story. Maybe they don't live and mean they do certain things. If you do like that, they know they talk. You do like that, they go just allow they do what you want. That's why this boy get liver. And again, may work on anger issues, like Mercy said, anger issues. Let's try to always know our children's temperament and know how to manage it. If as a parent, you cannot manage your child's temperament, we have counselors. Let's take them to counseling and let's try to act facts before it gets to another level that has gotten to this Emmanuel case now. So I beg parents, let's put more concern when it comes to children, because you see these children now waiting they see if they grow up now waiting they see if you not caution them they go say it's so as my parent no tell me say this is no good now so it go be. So me when I try to be careful when it comes to raising your child, because children they very sensitive. You go see them, they go do like say they know really see what you they do they see. So me will try to always try to be cautious around our picking.
Okay, my country people, now don't hear from Auntie Faith and Auntie Mercy Jero. I beg parents out there, now don't hear the incidents when it happened because of a memory card. Now make this 17-year-old boy by him mama like this in my country people. I beg our Nigerian parents and know say we know they carry last for inside the country. Make we sit up, make we continue to touch light the activities of our children them, my country people. And concerning this handphone matter, this handset matter, my country people, I beg make una check them well. Some people, just as Auntie Mercy take talk, a 5-year-old pikin don't sabi operating Android. The places where you enter for internet, your children too, they enter there. And they get a lot of things where they learn the good, then they also learn the bad. And many of them how they go just feel relaxed. At the end of the day, even the weekend where some of them they get chance, make una carry that phone. Check through, see what una pikin they do and make una they ask them questions. So, okay, my country people, I welcome una to the pidgin section. Those of una will join us to the end of it. Now for here we go draw the curtain on the pidgin section. My name na Esther Oka Stephen. I thank una for watching. Nadu.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground pipe bearing fuel bursts, what do? Scooping fuel in your bucket or running far away from impending fire? You have a few seconds to take the wisest decision. Walk away? No, that is not enough. Shift? No, that is not enough. Stay there and gist and take shots with your phone? That is madness. Run. Yes, run away. Yes, your life depends on your action. The flames come suddenly, unexpected but uncontrollable. Why? Fuel is highly inflammable. Why? It just requires a spark to set off a ravaging inferno. So, don't stay there to think. Storm away to live. Do not throw away your life in anguish for meaningless fuel siphoning. Be
Are you a
advised.
businessman or woman? Do you need loan to grow your business? At Taraba Business Development Center, we offer both business and personal loan with flexible repayments plan. We are located in different parts of Taraba State. Jalingo branch, opposite Civil Service Commission, 183 Amarua Way, 090-3134-4333. Zing branch, Zenith Bank agent beside College of Education, Zing, 070-3125-2559. Are you
The
a
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's
I told
financial.
you there's a cab service you can book right now in Jalingo. Sounds like a dream, right? No, it's reality. Let Supercab get you transported to anywhere you want to go in Jalingo, and let them also run your errands for you while you sit at the comfort of your home. And guess what? It is affordable, reliable and fast. They run a 24-hour service. You can click the link attached to this video to download the app, or you can also download the app on Play Store. I'm so excited for this, and I know you are too. Use Supercab today and be happy. Bye. What if I
Hey Taraba State, let's ascend to the future. Imagine a world where entertainment, transportation, finance and commerce are at your fingertips 24/7. Welcome to the future. Taraba Business School and Taraba News proudly present a revolutionary lineup of products and services designed to transform your life. Sun TV, your premier 24/7 destination for local and international entertainment, news and educational content. Come to the broadcast of News Hour on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of World News on Super Media Television.
Welcome to the broadcast of news across Nigeria on Super Media Television.
This is Sport Daily on Sun TV.
Good morning, Nigeria. This is the morning show from Sun TV.
Supercab, safe, convenient and affordable 24/7 transportation services across Jalingo and Taraba State.
welcome back to this segment of the morning show. This is the segment where we discuss the Taraba newspaper, and we discuss stories that has to do with Taraba State, Nigeria, which is our host community. It's the host community for Some TV. So on the with me, still have with me, the director of news and current affairs on Some TV, Mr. Daniel Kukwen. Once again, thank you for still being here with us.
Thank you very much. I'm always happy to be here.
Now on the Taraba News this morning, the major stories on the front page of Taraba News, we have Barrister Gabriel honored by Adamawa government for exceptional leadership. That is on page 7 of the Taraba News. While on page 2 of Taraba News, we have Nigeria risks major losses if Niger, Mali, Burkina Faso remains undemocratic, say Chief of Defense Staff General Musa. We also have on page 6 of the Taraba News, Dr. Agbuke Fas, the visionary leader of Taraba State, I think was written by Honorable Tubasen Daniel Vyoko, L-Topsy of Taraba. Still on the front page of the Taraba News, there's CRC Nigeria Better Conference ends in Takum with a charge on believers to practice obedience to the words of God. That story is on page 3 of the Taraba News. Another story on Taraba News is CSO conducts stakeholders advocacy to strengthen malaria supply chain in Taraba State. That story is on page 4 of Taraba News. And also we have Sports Writers Association of Nigeria sworn months former Taraba chairman Alhaji Kabiru Usman Jalingo. So rest in peace. Those are the stories. But the major story on the front page of the Taraba News is Taraba State government through SEMA provide assistance to victims of fire disaster in Antere village. That's on page 2. Let me take that story. The Taraba State government through a state emergency management agency SEMA provided timely assistance to the victims of the devastating power disaster in Antere village. The Taraba State government and the distinguished leadership of His Excellency Dr. Agbuke Fas once again, according to the story, demonstrated his commitment to the well-being of the citizens and said the recent fire disaster in Antere village, Kakara ward, Sadana local government prompted a swift reaction from the government through the State Emergency Management Agency led by Dr. Audu Echuse. Also have that the agency provided assistance to the victims, distributing essential items such as food, shelter, and other supplies, showcasing its dedication to supporting those in need. Some of the relief efforts include food items, rice, maize, and other essential food supplies, shelter materials, including mattresses and blankets to provide comfort and shelter, and also mats and other essential supplies to support daily life. I think this is a good one from the state government through SEMA. And the district head of Antere Kaka Kingdom, Mr. Ibrahim Isia Bonkfe, thank His Excellency Dr. Agbuke Fas and SEMA for their kindness, noting that this was the first time the community has received such aid. Mr. Era, what do you think about this story?
Yeah, reports came in during the first week of this month, I think, when we received reports that fire has engulfed the community and burnt out food storage for the community, where about 49 barns, according to the report, was destroyed. That's the lifeline for the community, because foodstuff at this period where hunger is prevailing is actually very essential. So this intervention by the state government is a good one. That is to see that the people are not left out even in their times of distress. So commendation to the SEMA as led by Dr. Audu Echuse and the stakeholders there for keeping hope alive until this respite came. So that is the way it is.
Okay, thank you very much. We pray for the people of that community, that God should give them the fortitude to bear this loss. And we also thank SEMA and the Taraba State government for this timely support for the people of Antere community in Southern local government area. Now that takes us to another story on page 4 which is CSO conducts stakeholders advocacy to strengthen malaria supply chain in Taraba State. This story, the Association of Civil Society Organizations in Malaria Control, Immunization and Nutrition, ACOMIN, recently conducted its monthly stakeholders advocacy visit to Taraba State. This visit was aimed to strengthen the supply chain and to combat malaria. Was part of the community-led monitoring project for AIDS, tuberculosis and malaria, funded by the Global Fund GC7 grant. The advocacy team was led by ACOMIN State Chair for Taraba, Alhaji Mohammed T. Damburam. We met with key stakeholders, including the logistic management and coordinating unit, State Malaria Elimination Program, Society for Family Health and Management Sciences for Health. During the meeting, the team advocated for the restocking of methionine-based combination therapy, that is the ACTs, and rapid diagnosis tests, RDTs, into health facilities in Kurmi and Donga local government area where shortages have been reported. They also push for broader coverage of the upcoming insecticide-treated net mass distribution campaign, particularly for underserved communities in Bali and Takum local governments. According to Alhaji Damburam, we are committed to ensuring that communities have access to the resources they need to combat malaria, and they will continue to work with stakeholders to address gaps in the supply chain and improve quality of malaria services. I think this is all a good one, and that's the civil society organizations, the malaria control and immunization and nutrition doing this advocacy visit. And I think this, from what it says, the monthly one, so this will keep them abreast of our situations early, and you can see that they've been able to investigate and find out that there are shortages in ACTs and RDTs in 2 health facilities in Kurmi and Donga, and I think this should be as a result of the fact that it's a monthly exercise, so they'll know about what is going on, and also the issues with insecticide-treated nets, particularly for underserved communities in Bali and Takum. I think this is a good one by ACOMIN, and those involved in it, and we need to do much of these engagements in order to ensure that the best is for Tarabans.
Yeah, just like the name implies, malaria control is an endeavor that wants to ensure that the scourge of malaria does not have its negative impact on the people of Taraba State. Immunization is that endeavor that ensures that a proactive measure is being taken to see to it that the drugs, that the disease does not come into fruition. And nutrition too is that aspect where food is being provided such that it does not have its toll on a person. So all these are path to see to it that a healthy Taraba State is being established. So this is a very good move by the organization, and they have done actually a good job, considering that they are seen up to the extent where community-led monitoring project for AIDS and tuberculosis and malaria are being funded. So this is a very good move. It's all towards the move for a more healthy Taraba, and this is a good one. So all stakeholders should put all hands on deck and ensure that these projects are being sustained. It should not just be a rhetoric, because there are instances where some of these things will just come and programs, events are being held, and at the end of the day, that will be the end of it. Let's ensure that sustainability of such things are being promoted by the local government council chairman, and every other stakeholders in those communities where they're visited should ensure that these endeavors are being pursued to the later part of it, to see that we have a healthy and prosperous Taraba State.
Yeah, but I think that the major thing there should have a healthy and prosperous Taraba State. Now, let's bring us to the story here on page 5, which is Sports Writers Association of Nigeria Swan mourns former Taraba chairman Alhaji Kabiru Usman Jalingo. The Sports Writers Association of Nigeria Swan has expressed deep sorrow over the passing of his former Taraba State chairman and zonal secretary Alhaji Kabiru Usman Jalingo. Jalingo passed away yesterday at the Federal Medical Center in Jalingo, after a prolonged illness, leaving behind a legacy of dedication to sport journalism in Nigeria. And from us on Some TV, we would like to say the soul of Alhaji Kabiru Usman Jalingo rest in peace. And in a condolence letter signed by Association Secretary General Ikena Okonkwo, the Swan National Secretariat extended sympathies to the Taraba State chapter, acknowledging the immense loss his death represent for the chapter, the Northeast Zone, and the entire Swan community. His departure will no doubt leave an enduring gap, but we take solace in that nothing happens outside the will of Allah, the letter said. It's a sad one for the media community in Taraba and in Nigeria as a whole, because Alhaji Kabiru Usman Jalingo has paid his dues as a journalist of note in Taraba State, especially for Sports Writers Association of Nigeria. And we pray that God will grant his family the fortitude to bear the loss of Alhaji Jalingo.
Yes, we are in a state of mourning now in this part of the world as members of Nigerian Union of Journalists. He's one of those that have stood their ground and delivered in their services as journalists. He has written his name in gold. To look at the testimony even from the Taraba State chapter and from the national chapter. I make due to say the things men do, the good things men do, live after them. Yeah. So he's written his name in gold, and we're in mourning. We pray that Allah will grant him Al-Jannah Firdausi.
Okay, that's, I think, may so rest in peace, and that is what we will take. But before we go, there's this on Taraba News. I want us to look at some of the frequently asked questions on Super Cup. Some of the frequently asked questions on Super Cup. Yeah, Super Cup is one of the brainchild of one of the best entrepreneurs in Taraba State, in the person of Chief Gabriel Olayinka, who also happens to be the CEO of Some TV and Taraba News paper. Yeah. So in promoting Taraba, we have to promote. We're talking about Taraba on this segment. Let us talk about one business that's unique to Taraba, which is a Super Cup. There's this frequently asked questions. One, I do have a smartphone. How will I book a ride?
So you can call 247 customer care on 08020592870. You will be asked for your location and destination and a ride. So you just get the phone number and call, and the cab service will be at your beck and call.
Then there's this question: how will I download the Super Cab app?
There's click the link below. That's HTTP. But at this point, you have to get a copy of newspaper, Taraba News newspaper, and you will see the link there. Or maybe you just put a call through to the phone number 07020592870, and they will send you the link, either SMS or WhatsApp chat or any other platform that is accessible to you. You just click on it and download the app, and you're good to go.
Okay, and it's also clear that you can you're using iOS. You can also use the website link. And this question: can I hire your car for the whole day or for some hours?
Yeah, you can. Okay. What did you say? Can I hire your car for a whole day or for some hours? Yes, you can. Contact our 247 customer care on that same phone number 08020592870, or visit our website to hire a vehicle.
Okay, what about for those who want to go to locations outside Jalingo?
You can hire our ride to any part of Nigeria. Just contact the 247 customer care and our website for your services. The number is 08020592870. Just call that number, and our services are just a moment away from where you are.
And it's quite interesting to note that this Super Cab vetted in Jalingo, Taraba State. So we're moving ahead in Taraba State.
Yeah, our cab services are actually, you've experienced it severally.
Yeah, severally.
The vehicles are clean, our drivers are courteous, they are professionals, they pass through series of tests even before recruitment process. And It's a service that you can't afford to miss if you're a resident in Jalingo or the Northeast.
And I will also say that I've experienced the use of car hailing services outside of Jalingo before now, and I can tell you that Supercab, I think, offers
same almost kind of standards.
Yes, but I think there's this personal relationship that you have with Supercab that I think may be missing in some of those in those major cities. But I think Supercab has been able to look at some of the peculiarities of those other ones and have been able to improve on it. And it's a good business. It is made in Taraba. Let us buy Taraba. Let us ensure.
And you can trust the CEO and founder of the Taraba Business Conglomerate. He is was a businessman of high acumen. On Saturday, the story about the launching of the Super Cash in Euro.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's a businessman of repute and trusted at whatever it is he does.
I think maybe tomorrow we might bring, today is Super Cup, tomorrow we might bring something on Super Cash, whereby you know that there's something going on. The people of Euro, I'm very sure, by today, they'll be smiling to the banks because Super Cash has betted in Euro. It's already in Jalingo and in Bali and Wukari and other parts, and also in Zing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, well, tomorrow you can be rest assured that we'll be bringing you something on Super Cash. Thank you very much. I think we've come to the end of today's edition of the morning show, and you can attest to the fact that it was a very, very interesting one from the newspaper analysis in the morning, and when we talked about the betting over 2.5, over 3.5. So if you want to say on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe if some TV morning show, will you bet over 7.5, or what will you bet on some TV?
Well, I don't want to encourage betting, so there is no betting.
Okay, I'm not encouraging you betting, but I can say that you can wager all you have. That's Some TV will always be there every morning for the morning show to keep you informed and entertained. So my name is Abraham Minor Joda. Have a wonderful day. But before I go, so that I don't seem like I'm the only one that made this happen, we have Mr. Ira Daniel Cohen. Also, behind the camera looking at me now is Mr. Moses, who is the studio manager. And also in the studio, ensuring that everything works out, the master control officer, the person of Mr. James Atta Emmanuel, and working with him is Mr. Misha Lazarus.